Good evening and welcome to the Tasmanian Premier League Football Show. Joining me again tonight is Walter Pless. How you been, Walter?
Well, thanks, Jeremy.
And on my left here, Ken Morton, the coach of South Hobart, who's hoping to take the boys to a title this year.
Welcome, Jeremy.
I guess we'll get straight into the action. And Walter, we're going to take a look at last Friday night's match between South Hobart and Hobart Zebras.
Yes, a vital game for both sides. South Hobart needed to win to break clear at the top, and Tilford Zebras, who are the reigning champions, it was very important for them to win. If they lost, they'd be 6 points adrift.
Ken, how did you go into the Friday night's match?
In a positive manner, really, Jeremy. We were quite confident. We'd had a really good game the week before against Olympic, so we were quite buoyant for this game. And I think that showed in the first 25-30 minutes. We played some good attacking football and got a good opening goal. We
just saw a great goal there by Johnny Lowe, just a faint touch.
Yeah, it was a good free kick. We've been placing the free kicks from wide in and around the back post area and get runners across the keeper, and he did a good job and just, as you say, got a little nick on it, and it was a good finish.
I guess this was would have been a piece of play you wouldn't have liked to have seen, Ken.
No, it's a little bit of an error again by Sam, a bit disappointing, because at that stage Juventus hadn't been a threat to us, and we were looking quite comfortable.
How's he feeling? How did Sam sort of take that after the match?
Well, he's been playing quite well for us, so he's made a mistake, and I think he realises that. He'll get over it. He's a young lad who's been working hard and working well, so I'm sure he'll improve.
Coming up, one of the most controversial goals I think we'll see all year.
Quite an extraordinary situation, Jeremy. The ball entered the net through the side netting, through the stanchion. The referee, after consulting the linesman, awarded the goal. Everyone knew it wasn't a goal. Anywhere else in the world, they would be sanctioned. I think they would be suspended.
Well, it almost defied physics the way it sneaked its way in there. Ken, what was your feeling? How did you see the ball go in?
No way did it go in. It went in the side net, and I was behind the ball, and I could see that the way it came down, that it hadn't gone into the net and come back out. It had certainly gone through the side.
And it seemed as if Barker actually rewarded the mistake with a penalty to the Zebras.
Yes, people were talking about, making it up, evening it up. That's not really kosher in terms of football, but it certainly looked as if that's what happened.
Aaron Brasendale seemed to be on top of things there with a magnificent strike. He put the boys back in the race.
Yeah, Aaron's a quick player. He's very sharp, and he's very sharp around the penalty box as well. I thought young Liam Scott did a good job with him when he was on the right-hand side, but when he shifted to the left-hand side and started to drive acrosses, and he got one or two shots away that were a big danger for us. He's certainly got good pace, and he's a good player. He's a bright boy.
We just saw Ben Croswell sink the winner there.
A controversial result, a controversial game. There were certainly two or three moments in the game that went against us, and it cost us dearly. Thought we played exceptionally well again in the first 20 minutes, but when we let them back into the game, when we scored our goal, we dropped our heads again and sat too deep and let them come at us.
I'd like to see the highlights of that goal, but if anything, that probably spurred us up and got us up and going again, which is probably coming at a good time. Oh, there's still 14, 15 games to go, so long way to go yet, but we'll be up there.
So Walter, that result makes things interesting in the race for the title this year.
It certainly does. It's very tight at the top, Jeremy, with 3 teams on 13 points, separated only by goal difference, and then another 2 on 12 points right behind them. So it's certainly exciting.
Exciting for the fans, but it would have been nice for you to leap ahead.
Well, we've had the opportunity. We had the opportunity against Hobart Olympic and then against Tilford Zebras to put distance between them. We failed to do that, and we have to do better now. We played well in patches, very well in patches, scored some great goals, had good movement, good penetration, but we haven't put it together for 90 minutes, and now we've got to start doing that.
Well, David Cooper's striker probably raises a few questions to be answered about some refereeing.
It certainly does, Jeremy. I mean, one of the tasks of the referee and the assistant referees before a game is to check the goal nets, to check the equipment. And if something like that happens in a game, it means that it wasn't properly checked.
The other issue that it raises is, had Hobart Zebras been robbed of a point, had the match finished 2-1, I mean, if you were in that same position as Lapola, what would you be filthy?
Yeah, you'd be a little bit down, a little bit upset because it wasn't a goal. But you know, the job of the referee and the Lions people nowadays are getting more and more difficult with the pressures from the FIFA and new rules and regulations. But decisions like that have got to be made and got to be made correctly because they're big decisions.
Ken, what about the fact that your team has had the same referee 3 matches running and in big games? Yeah. Do you have a comment about that?
I do. I mean, Kim Barker, we've had Kim now for, I think, 3 games on the trot. He's an excellent referee, but he has become very familiar with us, and I don't think that's good for the game as well. Surely, you know, he could have refereed another team this weekend and we could have had another referee. But, you know, to be fair, Ken Barker is one of the best referees in Tasmania and has been for a long time.
Ken, you've been a busy man. You've set up your own academy to try and improve the youth stocks coming through the ranks at the moment.
Yep, we've started the Morton Soccer School, and that runs at South Hobart Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we've got about 22 players registered now, from 12-year-olds to 15, and it's just based on the skills of the game, the techniques of the game, the tricks and the turns, and I'm very happy with it, and I've been very impressed with the talent on view.
What is the talent like? Have we got some promising young stars coming up through the ranks?
I think we have. You know, these little chaps have good feet, quick feet, they're very bright, they're very sharp. We have players who have improved just the juggling from 25 up to around 300 in just 3 or 4 sessions, and they're grasping the concept of it all very quickly.
I was very impressed, Ken. I watched one of the sessions the other night. You have all the equipment and so on. It looks like a very professional setup.
Yeah, we've set it up, we think, very professionally with all the night clothing, you know, the shirts, the rain jackets and all the equipment. And, you know, we've got people like Glenn Fontana coming from Wollongong to do some sessions with us on the tricks and the turns on the curver method. And we hope to diverse into teaching the players to deal with the media, and a nutritionist coming in to talk to them as well. So, yeah, we've set it up, we think, quite professionally, and we hope it develops along those lines.
Ken, I don't think I noticed a goalkeeper. Do you have any goalkeepers?
No, there's no goalkeepers on the school, but there are openings for them, and we will bring in specialist goalkeepers to work with them if that happens.